Welcome to the video on power consumption in data centers. This video gives an overview of the power supply requirements and calculation of power usage within a data center. Data center structures are massive, power-intensive structures. How much power do you think data centers are consuming? To give an idea, data centers globally are utilizing approximately 30 gigawatts of power, which is approximately the output of 30 nuclear power plants. Why do data centers require such huge amount of power? A data center needs power to keep its machines functioning round the clock. A large amount of power is also consumed by cooling units to keep the machines cool. Let's understand how data centers are powered. Typically, the devices in a data center would have alternating current (AC) and direct current (DC) power supply. The main power supply to the data center is through an external power supply grid. This grid supplies the AC power to the data center. The AC power is then distributed through all the electrical devices. Once the power enters the infrastructure, the power gets distributed across all devices and equipment. Some of the devices that receive the electrical power include switchboard, switchgear, uninterrupted power supplies, UPS, and generators and power distribution units, PDUs. Though the mains supply the required power to a data center, there would be outage situations when the mains power supply is not available. A data center can counter power fluctuations and outages by using backup power sources. Two such backup sources include the UPS and generators. Since both these equipment provide power backup, why should both be installed? Well, UPS is useful for instant backup in case of power failure. It is more like a laptop battery. When the main power cord is removed, the laptop immediately switches to the battery to receive power. Similarly, UPS charges when the power is on and uses stored energy to support the devices when the main power is unavailable. However, UPS can power devices only for a short period of time, ranging from a few minutes to a couple of hours. A generator, on the other hand, can support the devices for many hours and some even up to 10 to 12 hours. Though a generator can support devices for longer hours, it has a slower startup time. It may take some seconds before the generator kicks in action during a power outage. We now know how the power is supplied to the devices, but how would you know the amount of power required by the devices? This is important since the amount of power would determine the number and type of power infrastructure devices that would be installed in the data center. The electrical layout of the data center depends on the power needs of all the technical equipments such as servers as well as infrastructural equipment such as cooling units. How will you work out the power needs for a device? Here is a simple formula to calculate the power required by a device. Power or watts equal volts multiplied by amperes, where ampere equals to a unit of electric current and volt equals to the measure of electric potential between 2 points. Let's take an example. When 100 volt is applied to a circuit that draws 5 amperes of electric current, it will dissipate 500 watts of power. It is important to keep in mind the appropriate voltage required. If devices are given excess voltage, then it can damage the device. Therefore, the electrical design and layout should be planned keeping in mind the power requirement by equipment. Power is the heart of a data center. Plan it carefully and save the data center from downtime due to power outages.